Hey friend, you ever find yourself staring at something you really need to do, whether it's that workout, a project, or even just getting out of bed, and your brain's just like, nah, not today? I totally get it. It's like your brain goes on strike, right? But here's the thing. What if I told you that you can train your brain to do hard things, even when it's throwing a tantrum? In today's video, I'm going to reveal a method I call the Lotus Method, a game-changing technique that can help you beat procrastination, push through mental resistance, and actually get things done, even the hard stuff. Before you click away thinking this is some motivational talk that'll leave you fired up for 5 minutes and then back to square one, I promise you, this is different. We're talking real steps you can start using today. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have the exact formula for getting your brain to stop resisting and show up for the tough stuff. Trust me, you'll want to hear this. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. How in the world can I force my brain to do something it's clearly not feeling? Well, I'm going to break it down for you into 3 simple steps. And these aren't just fluff tips you've heard a million times before. These are actual steps grounded in psychology that will help you conquer mental resistance. So grab a notebook if you can, because by the end of this video, you'll have a solid plan to train your brain to tackle anything, no matter how overwhelming. Step 1. Understand why your brain hates hard things. Alright, let's kick things off with step 1. Before you can force your brain to do the hard stuff, you need to understand why your brain resists in the first place. Think of your brain like a toddler. It really doesn't like discomfort. So when you try to get it to do something difficult, it pulls out all the stops to avoid it. When faced with a tough task, your brain goes into what's called cognitive dissonance, a fancy way of saying it's trying to avoid the mental discomfort that comes with doing something challenging. It doesn't want to feel stressed, so it sends out little signals like, maybe check your phone, or let's just nap for 5 more minutes. Sound familiar? But here's the thing. Growth happens in discomfort. The discomfort you feel when doing hard things, it's actually your brain growing and stretching. When you embrace that discomfort, you're telling your brain, I know this feels uncomfortable, but I'm going to push through because I know something amazing is on the other side. So, first, recognize that resistance is not a sign you're doing something wrong. It's a sign you're doing something that matters to you. Once you realize this, you can start to reframe the way you look at hard tasks. They're not obstacles, they're opportunities for growth. It's like doing squats at the gym. You're not hurting yourself, you're building strength. Step 2. Reframe the task, Lotus Method breakdown. Okay, step 2 is where we bring in the Lotus Method. You see, when a task feels too big, it's easy to get paralyzed by the sheer size of it. But here's how the Lotus Method works. Instead of facing the entire mountain at once, you break it down into petals. Each petal is a small, manageable piece of the larger task. Let's say you've got a big project or something on your to-do list that's stressing you out. Maybe it's a report, a work presentation, or just a long assignment. It looks like a lot, right? But when you look at it like one huge thing, it feels like you can never get started. So here's what you do. Break it down into smaller, bite-sized chunks, each one a petal of the task. For example, Petal 1, outline the introduction. Petal 2, research one key point. Petal 3, write one paragraph. Petal 4, review and edit. See what we're doing here? Instead of looking at the entire report, we've got 4 little steps that don't seem too bad. They're simple, they're doable, and they're specific. And when you break a big task into smaller steps, your brain is way less likely to shut down. Now, I'm going to be real with you. This requires a little bit of practice, but once you start looking at tasks through the lens of petals, it becomes way easier to start taking action. Step 3, build small wins. Why this matters. Now, here's the 3rd step, small wins. You've heard it before, but this time, we're going to take it a bit deeper. Here's the truth. When you accomplish even the tiniest part of a task, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical. That small win gives you a boost of motivation to keep going. So, every time you finish one petal, you're feeding your brain a little reward. This is critical. You're essentially rewiring your brain to associate hard work with positive feelings. And once you have momentum, you'll want to keep going. Here's a quick demo. Let's say you're working on a big project, and you've just broken it into petals like we talked about. You finish the first one. Maybe it's outlining the introduction. Bam, you get a small win. You mark it off your list, and that feeling? It's addictive. Your brain says, Okay, I did that. Let's do more. It snowballs, and suddenly, that overwhelming task is no longer daunting. Want to see the Lotus Method in action? Let's say you have to clean your entire house. When you think about cleaning the whole place, it can feel impossible, right? Instead of thinking about the whole house, think of it like this. 1. Pick up the laundry. 2. Wipe down the kitchen counters. 3. Vacuum the living room. Suddenly, it's less of an ordeal. Each task is a pedal, and each one you check off feels like a mini victory. And there you have it. With the Lotus Method, you're no longer facing a giant, unmovable task. Instead, you're breaking it down into manageable steps, building momentum, and giving yourself those small wins that fuel your progress. So next time your brain decides it doesn't want to do something hard, remember these 3 steps. 1. Understand the resistance. 2. Break it down into manageable pedals. 3. Celebrate every small win along the way. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one task you've been avoiding that you can apply the Lotus Method to? Drop it in the comments below. I'm rooting for you. Let's all hold each other accountable to push through the hard stuff. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who could use some extra motivation. And hey, you've got this, one pedal at a time.